Here in the political heartland of India, elections are being fought on speech and counter-speech, rhetoric and counter-rhetoric. But the big national question today, the big national debate, of course, is around what has come to be known as the Snooping controversy, where the Gujarat government has been accused of putting surveillance on a young woman. The BJP has denied this, calling it protection, not snooping, not surveillance. There has also, in the last 24 hours, surfaced a new letter written by the father of the young woman at the heart of the controversy, saying that the woman was perfectly aware of what was being done. The father describes this as help and says that there should be no attempt to put a political color on it. In the meantime, none of these developments have done anything to diminish the invective, the vitriol on all political sides, where the shehzada versus sahebzada battle is now out in the open with all gloves off. On the buck stops here today, we'll be asking whether this is a controversy that will impact Battle 2014, and has anything changed with the surfacing of this new letter by the father of the young woman. Let's introduce our guest this evening. Joining us from Delhi is Nirmala Sitharaman, senior leader and spokesperson for the BJP. Also joining us from Delhi is Randeep Surjewala, senior leader and spokesperson for the Congress party. Also joining us today is senior advocate and member of the Aam Aadmi Party, someone who's representing suspended Gujarat bureaucrat in the Supreme Court, Prashant Bhushan. And joining us from Delhi, from our studios, is senior columnist and commentator Ashok Malik. Let me start with you, Nirmala Sitharaman. As we get into our political punch, let me start by asking you the first question. And the first question is this. The BJP, of course, is claiming that everything is settled now that the father's second letter has emerged, wherein he's arguing that he's speaking on behalf of his daughter, a young woman, when he says that there was no surveillance, it was protection sought. But there are many people who continue to believe that till this young woman has spoken in her own words, we cannot trust anybody speaking on her behalf. Neither the BJP, nor the Congress, nor the media, nor any NGO, nobody. It should be agency given to this young woman herself, and we haven't heard from her yet. Now, you had said once on NDTV that fathers have the first rights on daughters. That's a statement that created a lot of controversy. Do you believe eventually only this young woman can tell the story in her own words?
I don't understand why that statement of mine in your show could create any controversy if the context is understood. I said it, and I'm sure you will be able to replay it from your show. I said it in the context of how the Congress party or anybody else has no business actually to raise this question when the father himself has come out, being requested by the girl. And it is only natural. Now, I'm not sure how far India has become so different from what it is known to me as an Indian citizen, that women, whatever be the age, we are independent, we take a call. Won't we ask our, father's family or husband's family, whoever, who are immediate circle of people?
We could disagree with them. We could disagree with them. We could disagree with them. Their opinion doesn't have to be our opinion. As women, we could disagree with our husbands, brothers, fathers, whoever.
You could disagree with anybody, but when you're seeking help and asking them to move forward on their behalf, is that objectionable? The girl has asked the father. And are we talking about an India where the division is what is more important, because both are adults, rather than a girl asking her father? And I, for one, will tell you, the first set of people who I will approach for any help will be my immediate family. What is wrong with that?
Okay.
And I don't think it is important for the girl to every time declare that, I have to be a feminist and therefore I don't want my father to help. I mean, that is putting the logic upside down.
Let me take this to Prashant Bhushan. Prashant Bhushan, two developments have taken place in the last 24 hours, and your voice in this becomes very contextual, because you're not just a politician and a lawyer, you're also representing suspended Gujarat bureaucrat Pradeep Sharma in the Supreme Court. My question is this. Two things have happened. The National Commission for Women chairperson Mamta Sharma says that since the father's letter has come to the panel, the women's panel will be withdrawing its suggestion for the Home Ministry to probe this further. And the second is this letter from the father which says that it speaks on behalf of the daughter. Does this change the essence of the debate for you, or is the debate not about the woman but what you have been calling the misuse of state machinery?
In fact, let us first address this issue about the father's explanation on supposed behalf of his daughter, that he had asked the Gujarat Chief Minister to put his daughter under surveillance, and that he was aware of this surveillance. Now let us just see the conversations in the tapes. The kind of surveillance that not only she, but her family, Mr. Pradeep Sharma, were put under, leave no manner of doubt whatsoever that this surveillance was clearly not at the behest of the girl, because if that had been the case, the first thing they would have done would have been to ask her that, look, where are you going? But here they are obsessively trying to find out, is she going from Bangalore to Bombay? Follow her from Bangalore to Bombay, find out which flight she is going on, monitor the movements of her father, her mother, her family, etc.
So you're
Therefore,
saying,
this is not the kind of. In fact, the explanation of the father, the father makes the issue even more serious. What kind of state has Gujarat been in, where not only can the entire state machinery be used to stalk and put a girl under surveillance, not just the girl, her whole family under surveillance, not just that, to hound a senior IAS officer. Amit Shah is heard telling Singhal in those tapes that make sure that this man, Pradeep Sharma, is put away in jail for longer than Vanzara. What kind of state?
May I ask you, Prashant, may I interrupt you? I know Nirmala has a hand up, but may I interrupt you? Mr. Bhushan, may I interrupt you just to ask what the BJP is going to say, that the tapes have not been authenticated either by Cobra Post and Golel that did the sting, or by the CBI. So the BJP will say you're quoting from tapes that haven't been authenticated. Very quickly, your rebuttal to that before I take it to Nirmala and then to Randeep.
Firstly, anybody who is familiar with the voices of Amit Shah as well as Mr. Singhal can see whether the tapes are authentic or not. Quite apart from that, let us see the response of the BJP. Let us see the response of the BJP. Now, what is their response? Rajnath Singh and the BJP send out an undated letter of this girl's father, which say that the girl's father had asked for help of his friend Narendra Modi, and he had ordered the surveillance of this girl in response to the father's request. So therefore, they are not denying the authenticity of these conversations. Otherwise, why is Mr. Amit Shah or Mr. Modi not coming out and denying the authenticity of these conversations?
Okay, Nirmala Sitharaman, take that point. The BJP has on the one hand said that these tapes are not authenticated. On the other hand, you have not denied the fact that this girl was put under surveillance, but you have argued that it was for her protection. Quickly, ma'am, and then I'll move on to our other two guests.
First of all, I think Mr. Prashant Bhushan, unfortunately, also being a member of a political party which is a B team of the Congress, is only speaking out all points which are not relevant here and which in fact sometimes I find objectionable. I also suspect, and which I do not want to say it here, but Barka, I am very worried about a tendency, which is of course your right as a media to give equal airtime for all of us. But in this whole process, I'm afraid, inadvertently, I would believe, we are giving airtime for a malicious campaign which is being run partly probably with political motives, considering that he's a member of a political party, may be playing his professional role, but he's using certainly the platform and airing voices which are already objected to by the Supreme Court, where I've already said in so many different programs that Mr. Bhushan did not comply with the order of the Supreme Court, went on taking different dates, did not go back after removing the objectionable paragraph, sat over it, and today finds it convenient to throw allegations which are objectionable. And I would think till such a time it's all very clearly established, this air time should not be given to elaborate on the malicious campaign, which is all baseness. And second, also to say, the president of the party has already agreed No, sorry. He only said if the parent has already asked for to be given respect for their privacy, that doesn't mean that he is implied that all this campaign is all genuine. No, sorry. The campaign is malicious and has a political overtone.
Okay.